Hey everybody, this is Brajesh here. My dear friends, you might have heard government slogan, tax bharo or chain ki neend so. But when you actually deduct tax and deposit that to government, then आपकी रातों की नींद उड़ जाती है. Because TDS under Income Tax Act is really TDS for taxpayers. Nowadays, Income Tax Department is very frequently issuing notices under Section 201(1) or 206(c)(7) of the Income Tax Act. These notices are mainly for short deduction and short payment or non-deduction of tax at source. Further, the entire expenses on which you were liable to deduct TDS is also disallowed under income tax if TDS is either not deducted or short deducted. Recently, Honorable Supreme Court decided the issue of deduction of TDS on payment to transporters and related disallowance of expenses under Section 40A(IA) of the Income Tax Act in Civil Appeal number 7865/2009 in the case of Shree Chaudhary Transport Company versus ITO on 29 July 2020. This is a landmark judgment in respect of TDS on payment to transporters and related issues under Income Tax Act, and various important principles are pronounced by the Honorable Supreme Court, which will go a long way how you have to deduct and deposit the TDS. In this series of videos, I shall be discussing the various aspects relating to applicability of TDS in general and on transport contract in particular, and the disallowance of expenses if the TDS is either not deducted or short deducted or after deduction not deposited with government within the statutory time limit given under the Income Tax Act. For your convenience, I have capsules issue wise raised and decided in this important judgment of Honorable Supreme Court relating to TDS on transport contract, so that you may watch these video capsules as per your convenience. The link of all the videos are given in respective videos for your easy accessibility and viewing. Just by clicking the link given in the video, you may watch the video concerned. Keep watching this video till end in order to understand the various important aspects of the TDS in general and on transport contract in particular under Income Tax Act. First of all, I shall be discussing with you the facts and background of this case for your easy understanding the same. High Court of Rajasthan at Jodhpur summarily dismissed the appeal against the order dated 29th August 2008 passed in ITA number 117JU 2008 by ITAT Jodhpur, and thereby the High Court has upheld the computation of total income of the assessee for the assessment year 2005-06 with disallowance of payment to the tune of rupees 57,11,625 in terms of Section 40A(IA) of the Income Tax Act 1961 for failure of the assessee to deduct the requisite tax at source. The facts of the case are that the assessee, a partnership firm, entered into contract with Messrs. Aditya Cement Limited, Sambhupura District, Chittorgarh, hereinafter referred to as company or consignor company, for transporting cement to various places in India. As the assessee was not having the transport vehicles of its own, it engaged the services of other transporters for this purposes. The cement marketing division of Aditya Cement Limited, namely Grasim Industries Limited, made payments towards transportation charges to the assessee after due deduction of TDS as shown in form number 16A issued by the company. On 28th October 2005, the assessee filed its return for the assessment year 2005-06, showing total income of rupees 289,633 arising out of the business of the transport contract. In the course of assessment proceedings, the AO examined the dispatch register maintained by the assessee for the period from 1st of April 2004 to 31st of March 2005, containing all particulars as regards the truck hired, date of hire, bilty and challan numbers, freight and commission charges, net amount payable, the dates on which the payments were made, and the destination of each truck. The contents of the register also indicated that each truck was sent only to one destination under one challan or bilty, and if one truck was hired again, it was sent to the same or other destination or trip as per separate challan or bilty. The commission charged by the assessee from the truck operator or owner ranged from rupees 100 to rupees 250 per trip. On verifying the contents of the record placed before him, the AO observed that while making payment to the truck operator or owner, the assessee had not deducted tax at source, even if the net payment exceeded rupees 20,000. Following this, a notice dated 5th November 2007 was issued to the assessee, requiring him to furnish the details of amount paid to the truck operators or owners, TDS thereupon, and date of depositing the same in the government account. In reply by its letter dated 12th November 2007 and 15th November 2007, the assessee contended that trucks hired were belonging to different operators or owners who were not the subcontractor or contractor, that they came from different parts of India and mostly required cash payment for diesel and other running expenses, that the assessee had no liability to deduct tax at source because it had not made payments exceeding rupees 20,000 in a single transaction, and that the provisions of section 40A were not applicable to the assessee. While finalizing the assessment order dated 22nd November 2007, the AO observed that payments to different truck operators or owners were made directly by assessee firm and not the consignor company, that assessee firm was responsible for transportation of goods of company as per the contract for which the assessee received payment from company after tax being deducted at source therefrom. The AO also observed that assessee firm paid freight charges to truck operators or owners from income so earned, and remaining amount was shown as commission. Looking to the nature of the dealings of the parties, the AO observed that there existed a contract between the assessee and the truck operators or owners in respect of each challan or bilty for transportation. The AO also referred to the circular number 715 dated 8th August 1995 issued by the CBDT to observe that each goods receipt could be considered a separate contract. While further observing that a contract may be written or oral, the AO held that when the truck operators or owners in the case at hand were not to be considered as contractor, they were undoubtedly the subcontractor. The AO also pointed out that despite sufficient opportunity being given, a copy of the agreement of the assessee firm with the company for providing transportation services was not furnished. The AO held the assessee's responsibility for deducting tax at source while making payment to the truck operators or owners where such payment exceeded rupees 20,000 on a single bilty or challan or good received, that the dispatch register of the assessee firm as well as the cash book clearly establish beyond doubt that payments to the truck operator was made by the assessee firm. In other words, the assessee firm was the person responsible for deducting the tax at source therefrom within the meaning of section 194C of the Act. Since the goods were transported by trucks and every truck transported goods under a separate bilty and challan to a particular destination, there was a contract or subcontract between the assessee firm and the truck operator as per the provisions of section 194C of the Act and board circular number 715, and the assessee should have deducted tax at source while making payment to the truck operators as per the provisions of section 194C3 of the Act where the amount of any sum credited or paid or likely to be credited or paid to the account of or to the contractor or subcontractor exceeds rupees 20,000. That in view of the provisions of section 194C of the Act, the assessee was liable to deduct tax at source while making payment to truck owners or operators where such payment exceeded rupees 20,000 on the basis of single bilty or challan or GR held by the AO. After examining the details contained in the dispatch register, cash book and payment vouchers, the AO found that tax was not deducted at source by the assessee while making payment to the truck operators or owners, even though the payment under a single goods receipt, that is challan or bilty, exceeded the sum of rupees 20,000. Thereupon, the assessee was called upon to explain as to why deduction claimed on account of such payment from the income be not disallowed in terms of section 40A of the Act. In the order of assessment, the AO took note of and dealt with various submissions made on behalf of the assessee in this regard. That since the assessee failed to deduct the tax at source while making payment to the truck owners or operators exceeding rupees 20,000, the assessee was asked to explain as to why deduction claimed on account of such payments from the income be not disallowed within the meaning of section 40A IA of the Act. The learned counsel of the assessee firm stated that there was no payment exceeding rupees 20,000. In this regard, he furnished photocopy of extract of cash book and also payment vouchers which indicate that each payment exceeding rupees 20,000 was shown in the cash book in two parts, though paid on the same date, and the assessee made two separate vouchers for such payment just to give an impression that payment to truck owners or operators was not exceeding rupees 20,000, the AO observed. In this regard, it is pertinent to mention that merely by showing payment of one challan or bilty in two pieces, the assessee cannot absolve itself of the provisions of section 40A IA in as much as section 194C3I clearly speaks of the amount of any sum credited or paid or likely to be credited or paid to the account of or to the contractor or subcontractor if such sum does not exceed 20,000 rupees, the AO observed. The learned counsel for assessee further submitted that the receipts of the assessee firm are fully vouched and verifiable and subject to TDS, and the payments to truck owners or operators are made by the assessee firm from such receipts, and as such there is no need for further TDS. He further stated that the assessee firm prepares bills for claiming payment from the company on the basis of freight charges payable to various truck owners or operators, and when the payment is received on the basis of such bills, further payment is made to the truck owners or operators and nominal commission is retained by the assessee, and therefore the payment made to the truck owners or operators was out of the purview of section 194C of the Act. The learned counsel for assessee further stated that it is not practical to deduct tax at source while making payment to a truck owner or operator because no truck owner accepts payment after TDS. The AO held that this argument put forth on behalf of the assessee firm is not acceptable in as much as section 194C1 clearly says that any person responsible for paying any sum to any resident. Since the assessee firm was responsible for making payment to the truck owners or operators, it was mandatory on the part of the assessee to deduct tax at source while making such payment. The AO held. Further, there is no direct nexus between the company and the truck owners or operators. It cannot be said that the assessee firm was a mediator between the company and the truck owners or operators, and finalized the assessment and held, considering the provisions of section 194C, section 40A IA and Board Circular number 715 dated 8th August 1995, the payment made to the truck owners or operators exceeding to rupees 20,000 without deduction of tax at source is disallowed and added back to the total income of the assessee firm, which works out to rupees 57,11,625. The assessee has shown commission income of rupees 6,23,300, on which net profit of rupees 2,89,694 has been shown, giving net profit rate of 46.47% as against net profit rate of 50.91% declared in the immediate preceding year in the commission income of rupees 6,450,000. The net profit rate declared this year is on a lower side, the AO held. What happened in this case before CITA shall be discussed in my next video, the link of which is given. Keep watching this channel for more videos of your interest shortly. Stay safe and healthy. Bye-bye.